Okay, so we're going to talk about three plays today. So we'll talk about Long and Long Ago, Whispers Antiphonal, and As If a Promontory. I think out of these three plays, one is inarguably great. The other two have their arguments too. I thought that Long and Long Ago was the best of them. And then I would say As If a Promontory. And then Whispers Antiphonal, that's the one that I'm most unsure of. Don Moss had recently given me some criticism of my poems, and he said that some of the lines left him wondering, and some of the stuff in this play left me wondering too. Not that I don't think that there's some merit, but I just wanted your opinion on that before we proceed through each individual play.
Well, yeah, I'd probably rank them similarly. The two plays, though, that you're talking about, the better ones, are both comedies, and the shorter middle one is the fourth of the big four plays, and that's about the girl I knew the least of and knew the least amount of time, and I totally switched it around from the three other plays because she's the narrator, not Danny Wagner.
I thought it was the weakest of the four plays too.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
But
it seemed to me like that one is. I don't think it's as good of a play, but this An Alterable Animal, it's sort of a play in verse, and it's not as if there isn't great writing in it because you excerpt a lot of your other stuff, but it just seemed to me to be more experimental, like the Honey of Common Summer, one of those plays.
Although I think it's better than those because I'm 30 or 40 plays beyond those.
Yeah. I don't know about this Unalterable Animal though. I felt that one was a lot stronger, and I was questioning the whispers, how that would play on stage, especially since there's such specific excerpts where if they were whispered, the audience may not be able to hear anything and be able to get into the memory of it all with the telephone hanging. So that one, I mean, I thought was the weakest of them, but I mean, you have enough there where, like, I mean, the title describes what's going on. You don't know exactly what is the whispers, whether it's the girlfriend or the whisper stage direction that is antiphonal. You have some interesting combinations there, but I did feel that one was the least in depth. The Long and Long Ago, that one reminded me of, I just rewatched Nashville, so it's sort of a bit of serendipity, but that one reminded me of a deeper Altman film, since it seems very ensemble, and there's pockets of conversation throughout the whole thing. It's also a very funny play. You have Hicksville Darla and then Aunt Darla, and Aunt Darla has probably one of the funniest moments where she's arguing, and they're talking about the show Password, and she says that I forget who's arguing with her, but they say that she doesn't read at all, and she says that she watches Password, and she continues to be interrogated and says that, well, is she reading Password? Then she is reading.
Yeah. Well, this is basically, in a sense, a direct sequel or prequel, actually, to my second play, which was If God Were Alive, because it's basically the same cast of characters, minus a few people. That was set in 76, I think, 75, 76. This is set in 1969. This is a play all about 1969, 50 years ago.
And you're 4 years old in the bulk of it.
Well, there's two Dannys. There's the 54-year-old Danny and the 4-year-old Danny. Although the 4-year-old Danny is a bit of a cheat because even though I was bright and outgoing as a kid, there are certainly things where I act more like a 6 or 7-year-old version of Danny, more like what gets Pastor Stagey. But that was just for dramatic necessity.
Yeah, he seems to know a lot more as a 4-year-old than any 4-year-old could possibly know.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting. There's a scene too where Danny steals a camera and he's chasing. He's being chased by this other kid, Tommy, and the older Danny is standing monologuing while the other two kids are going back and forth between him. Then the older Danny sort of has a Bugs Bunny moment where he goes and points Tommy in the wrong direction while the younger Danny gets away.
Yeah. Well, that whole scene, actually, we find out, because this is the third play where cousin Joey Stroman appears. He was in If God Were Alive, and then he was in the musical where he did the Welcome Back Kotter song with Danny. And so this is set, around the same time that Joey's come home from a stint in West Germany, in the army or whatever he was in, and Tommy, the other kid, Tommy and Janie are the cousins on Joey's paternal side, whereas I was the cousin on the maternal side. I'm related to Aunt Darla, and so anyway, yeah, and it turns out that Joey gave Danny the camera, and Tommy is trying to boink this girl under the boardwalk, and Danny catches him literally with his pants down and whatnot, and takes a photo. And through 3 or 4 scenes, all we see is Danny running with the camera, and Tommy, who I guess cuts his foot on a seashell or something, is limping along trying to catch him. And it finally gets resolved that Joey is behind it, and he's trying to blackmail Tommy to set him up with Tommy's girlfriend's older sister.